Hello everyone, and welcome again to the Natural Resources Canada series on urban trees. I'm Ken Farr. I'm a dendrologist with the Canadian Forest Service here at NRCan, and today we're going to be talking about some of the urban trees that are common in the area and that would be useful as trees for planting on properties and in and around spaces in your community. Well, no surprise here. I'm sure most people viewing will know exactly what tree we're looking at. It's a white birch, of course, Betula papyrifera. It's a beautiful tree to take in because it does do pretty well under urban conditions, and the aesthetics, the color of the nice white bark makes for an interesting addition to any planting. That said, white birches have their problems, particularly with birch borer, which can shorten the life of the tree. Really, 80 years is about as long as you can hope to keep a white birch growing in your landscape. And they are somewhat susceptible to drought and to compacted soils, but it's such a beautiful tree that it's really worth thinking about. So obviously the bright white bark is absolutely characteristic, but it takes about 12 years for this mature white bark to develop. Before that, the color of the stem itself and the branches is kind of a red-brown, so you have to be patient. The leaves of this, the native white birch, are deltoid, if you will, kind of oval and deltoid shaped, and it has a double-toothed margin with about 11 veins on each side of the leaf going to a large tooth, and then there are smaller teeth in between the large teeth. The fruit of a white birch is quite interesting again. It's a catkin. So there's a whole series of scales attached to a central stem, and underneath each scale is a lovely little winged seed that they're released in winter, and they blow all over the landscape and travel quite a distance. And it's one of the ways these trees are extremely efficient at reproducing and covering a lot of territory. Now, it's an early succession tree, which means they like to grow in the open. They won't grow in the shade. So not shade tolerant. You need a well-lit area to be planting these trees. They like a moist, fairly deep soil, but they are reasonably adaptable to urban conditions as well. One of the caveats, if you will, a warning about planting a tree like this, particularly in a park, is people really do love to detach the white bark, and that over time can be detrimental. But on a private property or an area where there's not a lot of traffic, that's not an issue. Similarly, people do like to carve their initials in these trees, so it's something you need to make sure there's not going to be a lot of contact with your white birch. But really a spectacular tree. Nice yellow autumn color at the end of the season, and a nice exclamation point to an urban planting.
If you like this video, let us know with a thumbs up. Click on the logo below to subscribe to the Simply Science channel, and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos.